It's a lie. I'll tell you. She hasn't changed because nobody fucking changes. Nobody's reborn. It's all bullshit. It's all a fucking lie, and I'm just a pawn in your stupid games. I don't mean anything to you.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Means That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trail to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Oscar-worthy performance right there.
Thanks, buddy.
Why are you in this movie?
I don't, right? Arguably better than Amanda.
Yeah, because she's annoying, and that wasn't. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
No problem.
So, either that or I was going to do my best Donnie Wahlberg. You're not Jigsaw, bitch. You're nothing.
Oh, Donnie. You're nothing.
Why would you say that so many times?
Oh, my goodness. All right, so we're back. We're part 2 here. We're here. We made it. Ooh.
That's right. Deuce.
We're part deuce. Where did we leave off? We left off with we're doing some surgery. We got a laundry list of tools that Lynn needs: anesthetic and a power drill.
A laundry list of two things.
And then we're back to the warehouse with Jeff, our boy Jeff here, just playing games.
Yep. He's in a little room and he's like, "Ooh, what's gonna be happening here? There's some flickering horror lights. Bet it's gonna be spooky."
Yeah. And then he comes across the door. It says, "Face your fears."
Yep. We're in some kind of like meat packing plant. He's like doing this cold like refrigeration stuff around.
Yeah.
And, like there's like meat hooks and things, and it's like, okay,
it's very Rocky. Rocky-esque, right?
That's right.
Get warmed up for the big fight. But I think if it came across the door that said "Face your fears," I'd probably like, I'm good. I'll just skip that. There's gonna be other doors. There's gonna be other doors around here, right?
Yeah,
that could go through.
Yeah, it said "open the door," so how many could there be?
Right. Hey, so then it's a walk-in freezer. He's going in, and we got our first bit of nudity in the Saw franchise here. But we got a woman chained up, hanging in the middle, naked, and
naked as the day she was born.
And I read a little bit about this, that originally she was going to be in like her underwear or something like that, but they thought that her getting sprayed with the water would have made it too sexualized. They said just making her naked would lessen that, which I think
what?
I get the logic there, but
yeah,
right,
Darren, you dirty dog.
It's gonna be too sexual, so let's just make you completely naked.
Let's just make you naked. Yeah.
Does that check out? How's that, Darren?
Speaking of naked, little torture fact for you.
I love it.
Not naked at all, but have you ever heard of the goat's tongue?
I have not, but please tell me more.
Okay, it's what you think. So in medieval Europe, they would sometimes, restrain you and get a goat to come lick the bottom of your feet. But before they do that, they soak your feet in salt water so they get like super soft and sensitive. And then the goat's tongue's so rough that eventually you just get really uncomfortable.
That's it. I thought it was like the skin was going to come off because it's like or something, but no, just really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like tickle torture. Oh, I'm really uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's
the goat's tongue.
That's the goat's tongue. Okay. All right, that's good. Like who's the guy that came up with that one? I want to meet him.
Some guy who's into that already.
And they're like, someone's like describing to me like, oh God, who came up with that one? Yeah, Jeff over here. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, look at Jeff. Yeah,
Jeff was had a couple beers last night. He was telling me about how it got kind of like, really uncomfortable at some point, but he started off pretty good.
Oh my God. Hey, don't do too much of it unless you're into it. So. Mm-hmm. So, all right.
It's the empty way.
So this is trap number 4, I believe. We're going to call it the deep freeze. So we got Jeff. He's trying some keys. We get another recorder message, right? And it's rinse repeat. We get the whole the rules laid out here. This one's getting sprayed with like water, and it's getting increased more and more, and it's freezing in there. You can kind of picture what's going to happen, right?
Yep. And if you don't remember who she is, Jeff.
Oh my God.
She's the witness who ran away.
Yeah.
And didn't testify in court or whatever.
And we get a bunch of
brought your son's killer to justice.
As that's being explained, like every other one, we get those quick flashbacks of seeing her and the thing play out, and you're like, you don't need this.
Don't show us that.
You literally either show it or tell it. Like you do one or the other. You don't need to do both. So
Nope, let's do both.
let's do both. So then it's choice time. You could save her or let her die, and then the water torture spraying thing starts, which is like squirting over the water and kind of increasing.
Yep. And I love how while that's happening to her, and she's like obviously freezing to death quickly, Jeff's like off in a corner in his bathrobe, like shivering a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, it's so cold in here."
Like, Jeff, come on, man. Show a little respect.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
And then she's what's that? Yeah, she
starts trying to defend herself here.
Yeah, she's like, hey,
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to you. And he's like, exactly. You didn't do anything. And then more water. And then there's like a key behind like bars or something, like a cage. I think I kind of missed the setup, but he's got a
so that's the setup is the key is behind the bars and he has to just get the key and then he can free her. That's it.
That's it. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Should be pretty easy.
Seems pretty straightforward. Just grab the key.
Jeff's kind of a dirtbag and doesn't want to save any of these people. That's why he doesn't.
Yeah. But he gets these moments. He has a moment of like letting it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And then he finally like goes to like reach for the key. And he's like, oh, I can't do this. He gets the key, but
it's always way too late.
And and he's not very good on his feet and making decisions here. No. And he sticks his face against the cold metal bar, which gets his face stuck to it, which I was like, is this a comedy? What's going on here? Which he then peels off a chunk of his skinned face.
Good cheek chunk. Yeah,
cheek chunk. But he gets the key, but by the time he gets the key, he turns around and she's just entombed in like a block of ice.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It is kind of funny.
It's like very Batman-esque. Like,
yeah. Like,
where's Arnold?
Yeah, where's Arnold? Chill out. Wow.
Right?
What if Arnold? It was Mr. Freeze on all the recordings. No, Jeff, what you need to do?
She didn't testify.
She just did nothing. Wow.
Yep. And he's like, well, I guess I can't do anything.
Yep.
He gives up.
Yeah, he gets out, but he gets another clue with a bullet. So
yeah. One bullet will end it all. This envelope says, or whatever little note card. Yeah, what's his note card budget like? Like, I feel like there's note cards scattered everywhere.
Yeah, I think if they really wanted to find who this was doing, you just go to a local hardware store, find out who's ordering all this chain and these keys. Like, he's got a million keys. Like,
there's so many locks.
Like, just go to Home Depot and be like, hey, is anyone strange coming here and ordered like, I don't know, say like 200 locks? Like.
Yeah, they might have also got like a bear trap and an axe and like
maybe hung on the saw section a little bit, looked too long, but like keys,
bunch of hooks, one that could like fit in your jaw.
I love the idea that that's what cracks the case is that they go into like a hardware store and the guy's like, oh, I don't know what to tell you, I didn't see anyone in here, but there was a guy who came in and ordered 200 keys. That's our guy.
Yeah. Well, actually, I can't tell you. It's the Home Depot Code of Conduct. I can't talk about our customers.
like the movie Rental Act of 1986. All right, can't tell you what movies he's renting, but I can tell you one thing. He's got a lot of keys.
What happens at the Home Depot stays at the Home Depot.
Oh my God. So then we cut back to Jigsaw's pad here, and we got Lynn kind of floating around, checking out the mannequins and kind of looking around, and she spots the good old fashioned face trap. I feel like this was like a nod to like maybe the second movie or something. It feels like a little Easter egg for.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay,
because it's the trap. It's the Amanda trap. They show it in a couple minutes.
Oh, that's right. Okay, it's the same one. Okay.
Yeah. Right before that, only because it's gonna come up a bunch and also is the same as us saying, they like. Did everything like showed us and told us and then showed us and then told us and showed us and showed us again.
Yeah.
They do that with the one bullet will end it all thing on the back of the cards. There's little picture scraps. I don't think we talked about the picture scraps.
We didn't, right? But yes, you're right. Yeah.
So there's a picture of his son on the back of this one. And you're like, I wonder where this is going to go.
Family photo. And
must be the big reveal that it's friggin'
God damn it.
Lynn's the wife, of course.
Because like everyone has to play a part, and he even said that in the beginning of the movie. He's like, "Oh, she's more important to you than you even know," and like it all. Oh my God.
Yeah, really beat you over the head with everything.
Yeah. Okay, so then she goes to reach for something, whatever, and the reverse bear trap thing snaps, whatever, for a quick jump scare, and then we get another quick jump scare because Amanda's like, "Hey, what are you doing over here? Don't touch that."
And Lynn's always trying to talk her out of it. She's like, if you care about this guy, don't make me do surgery in your like gross room over there.
Yeah, like
this isn't good.
Yeah. And then this is when we get the moment of let's cut off all the options. The moment that Leigh here was like, let's write in Amanda squashing all the possible, ways that she could escape, and she gives her the axe and let it on. I was like, it felt so like ham-fisted in there. I was like, why is this scene here? What is going on?
Yeah, and like there's 8 other ways she could have escaped. Totally fine. Like use the axe, kill her with the axe.
I was like, literally, I was like, this is for all the Redditors. This is like to keep commenters and forums down from being like, well, this is how she could do it. She could da 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 da. I was like,
yep,
okay,
yep. You do it with killing her with the axe.
Yeah,
immediately.
Right? Like, yeah, just take a swipe at her, right? Like,
so silly. You could find a way to get out of the trap. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Do something.
Yeah, I do like how the scene ends when she's like, I can't do the surgery here. I don't have the tools to save a life. And Amanda's like, you'd be surprised what tools could save a life. And that's when we get our next flashback, right?
Yeah, this is the Amanda recruitment flashback montage.
Well, it's kind of like the origin story of John. We flashback to showing him like painting Billy, like the puppet.
Yeah. Yep.
And then like looks at a picture of Amanda on an envelope, and you're like, oh, I wonder what this is going to be.
And I love how I love how like they cut down the photo of Amanda, and then behind it was a blueprint for the reverse bear trap mask. I had like a little face drawn inside of it.
Yep.
All right, I mean, hey, what are we gonna do? And then there's this montage basically of Jigsaw doing this really elaborate, like his elaborate trap setups, right, to recruit Amanda, right?
Yep. They lock her in the head exploder thing, and then like she gets the key out and she escapes, and it's the whole thing. She's just like, you belong to me now, yada yada yada.
He drags some body in. The guy's like, where the hell am I? He draws a question mark on his chest. Well, I wonder where the key is. What's going on, man? Dude, you're gonna die. And then Amanda goes, she's all in though. She's like, yeah, give me this key, bro.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
She gets it. She stabs like crazy. And then she gets home and she's a changed person. I mean, I think traumatic events will do that to you.
Yeah, in general.
Oh wait, we didn't do rate that trap for the freezer one?
Oh my god,
what are we doing?
We got 2 traps right now.
All right, let's double up. All right, so let's wrap this up.
Well,
so
I guess
she gets out.
The head exploder didn't really go off in anyone's head, so I guess we don't have to rate that one.
No, that's true. Okay, that's true.
But the freezer.
All right, we'll backtrack here quickly. Freezer. So creativity, 1. Yeah, I was gonna be nice and I was gonna give it like a 2, but creativity kind of low.
No, it's dumb. Like, okay, spray someone with water and then make it cold. Come on,
just
I saw Batman too.
Batman Forever.
That's right.
And then difficulty level. Well, it's you have to rely on someone else to save you. This is the weird one because it's not a trap for him. It's a test, so it's like
right.
So difficulty level, it's actually really easy because you just get the key and unlock.
Right. It should be pretty easy.
It should be pretty easy, but it's a mental difficulty level. Do you want to see the person who could have helped save your kid?
Yeah, maybe 2.5.
2.5. Yeah, 2.5. I'll give it that. Oh my's or oh no's. Oh no's.
I mean the oh my is like, oh, I'm naked.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy, it's chilly in here. The oh no's is like, oh no, this guy can't make a decision. I got to sit here and let him decide.
But there's probably worse ways to go because like you're just gonna get really cold and numb probably.
Yeah, you'll go into hypothermia or whatever, right?
Just kind of shut down. Yeah,
like
that's, I don't know. Like of all the things, like way better than getting your ribs exploded.
Oh god, right? And having to see it or putting your hands in acid or having to like get blown up. Yeah, take that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're not gonna do the reverse bear one because she gets out. So difficulty level is.
We didn't do what would we do?
Oh, for the freezer one? Oh well, yeah.
Which I think like I would use my powers of persuasion and talk the guy into doing it way faster than she did.
Oh yeah, if we're in, no, we're not Jeff. If we're in the trap,
we're not
how do
Jeff.
We get it?
That's right. Yeah.
When we do this, we always have to be the person that's right. That's in the trap. So you immediately just go right into like.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Apologies right off the bat. Lesson learned. Don't just apologize. You have to be like, hey, this is what I did wrong, and you're right. I did something. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, we're wordsmen. Use your words.
Yes.
Like, I'm so sorry. I know it's unforgivable. There's no excuse for what I did. Like, obviously, you can't bring your son back. But
then you start doing compliment sandwiches.
Don't
like,
be a murderer.
You're smart. I'm stupid. You're very handsome.
Exactly.
I'm
People
here
love that.
naked. People like that stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you got to play the mental mind games at that point. So
That's right.
that's what I would
Easy
do.
enough.
All right. So then we cut back to after the Amanda recruitment trap, which she gets out of. We're back at her apartment. She's a changed person. Jigsaw is there. He's like, "Don't be afraid." I'd be like, "I'm terrified." And he's there. And then we cut back to Jigsaw warehouse, present time.
This is present, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and she's having like this. It's her reflecting or having this memory, and she's at like her little cot and like looking at like a box.
Looking at a box.
Yeah, which we don't know the contents of yet, but we'll come back later.
Yeah. And then she goes back to John and she's like, well, he made it through the freezer and he tried to save her, which I was like, did he? Like getting the key after she's already dead and like trying to unlock it is not count as saving her. I don't think. Like,
no.
So dumb.
No, definitely not. And this is the halfway point pretty much of the movie, I believe.
So John's like, there's some things I need you to do for me. He's talking to Amanda now. He's like, there's an envelope in a desk. You have to get the envelope in the desk. And Amanda's talking to Lynn now and is like, no, she's just trying to like console John a little bit, right? She's like, oh, like, no, it's okay. Lynn's going to do a procedure. I'm sure that'll make you better again. But like, she knows he's going to die, obviously.
Yeah.
But he does this whole like, you're stronger now and I believe in you. You're a better person since I captured you and made you do my bidding.
Yeah. And made you Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. And she's like, you chose her because she's the best, right? About Lynn.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's one reason I chose her.
So we're back at the warehouse with Jeff. He's walking around. We got another hallway with some bad lighting, kind of like a video game. It's kind of pointing you the direction to go. It's a visual cue.
Yeah.
And so he walks up to it. and it's
Billy the Puppet and
Billy,
a tricycle.
knocked over on the ground, and he has a quick flashback of his son because his son got hit on a tricycle.
It's kind of arranged the same as his dead son.
It's like, Jesus, that's brutal.
Oh.
And he picks up the Billy the doll, and the doll just starts laughing, whatever, Muppet. And then we got a new door, and it says time to let go.
Yeah, which obviously he can't do.
Yeah.
So again, he opens the door, which triggers a trap because of course it's going to.
Yeah, like this is. Come on, dude. There's a pattern here.
Learn.
It's called learning. Pay attention.
Go backwards. Go the other way.
Get the hell out of here. Like,
there's probably somewhere else for you to go.
And this is the third time where he still is surprised that the door behind him locks when he goes in there.
Right.
And then we got some dude yelling for help, and he's like, "Get me out of here!"
Super annoying.
Oh, it's right. It's super. I was like, "This is so annoying." Just come on.
And like fake sound, like whoever's playing the judge is not a good actor. He's like, help me. I think I'm gonna die. Help me. Like, what? Is this Willy Wonka?
You get nothing. So then here we are. We're in the pig trap. Yeah.
Jeff's like, again, like the shivering in his bathrobe. He's like holding his nose. He's like, it stinks in here.
They're going through all the senses. I love it.
It stinks worse for the other guy.
Wait till you see what we got planned for you, buddy.
Yeah.
So we get a quick zoom cuts again of the trap setup, and we got it's a lawyer. It's a lawyer, I think. The lawyer. He's
it's the judge.
Oh, is it judge? Oh, I thought he was a lawyer.
Yeah. It's the judge who handed down the sentence.
Oh, right.
Guy, right.
I thought it was a lawyer who got him off. So he's the judge in the bottom of this pit, chained up.
And because he's a bad actor in a minute, he's also like, you can't do this to me. I'm a judge. Remember?
Jesus. I think I chose to forget.
Yeah, smart.
I forgot to remember, See, it's all come back.
Mud van.
Yep. So then we get the recorder, and basically he's like, this judge who did hand out the sentence, let the guy who killed your son off, and then he's all of his son's stuff is in like a incinerator.
Which this is the easiest no-brainer one.
Yeah, because
do it immediately.
Yeah, so the key is in there with his stuff, with his kid's stuff, and the choice is to burn up the stuff, let go, grab the key, and let this guy out, forgive him for
Yeah, you've held on to it for too long. Like this one's a super no-brainer, I think, because the judge is just a judge, and so
I mean,
how responsible can you hold him for this? Like, I don't for your son's death. Like, he had nothing to do with your son's death. He just had to do with the sentencing after. Like,
right, which
and all you have to do is give up your son's like shitty toys that you should probably get rid of anyway.
yeah, just get a better
Just
lawyer
do
next
it.
time. Yeah, you need a
Yeah.
better lawyer. Can find the
Right.
facts and do the research. You screwed up. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we get a bunch of quick zoom cut flashes again of the trap kicking into motion, and
What's that sound?
so there's and you get the saws. So there's he's in a vat, he's in this pit, and then there's like this basically right next to it is like a chute that's got like all these saws, like gonna cut something up, and then there's like a conveyor belt of hooks that are coming right through, and on them is these maggot filled pigs,
hogs,
hogs, whatever. And they drop in, they get all mashed up and shot into the judge, and it's gonna fill up and drown him in pig intestines and mash.
Yeah. Not what you want.
Pig juice. No, definitely not what you want. And this is when the metal music kicks on. I was like, way to make this not feel scary or tense at all.
Yep. Yep.
So
And I love like the judge, meanwhile, this whole time he's still screaming constantly. He's just like, this hurts. You can't do this to me. I'm a judge. Like, ow. Help. And like Jeff screaming at him, like, you don't remember me, do you? Like, you gave that guy 6 months for killing my son. Like, you get more time for parking tickets. No, you don't. Like, you don't go to jail for parking tickets.
oh my goodness. So we get more pigs dropping in. It's filling up. And oh my God. So then Jeff goes to the incinerator locker, whatever, was kid stuff, and we get more quick flashes of them together, like holidays, opening gifts with all the toys. He's flashing back, remembering the toys that at the Christmas that he opened that are in here. I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, just taking so long to do anything. And like meanwhile, the guy's like drowning in pig slops. Literally, and he goes, "You're killing me. Don't do this. I'm going to die." Ow.
Why is this goat licking my foot? I'm so
uncomfortable.
Oh my God. So the pigs keep coming. They're coming faster and faster. And then, so he burns up the stuff and he gets the key.
Yep.
And he climbs down and he unlocks the judge and he frees him. So,
yep, finally. So we cut back to the lab again.
we're back at the lab, and we got Amanda checking the cameras, and then we got like Lynn basically doing kind of flash montagey prepping stuff, right? Prepping for drilling. So
like dipping tools and alcohol. I'm very confused about the level of things that they have, because it seems like sometimes they have nothing, and then sometimes they just have like
everything,
a million things, very conveniently.
Just, hey, what does it matter? Yep. And then she reminds us what she's going to do. She's got to drill into the skull, release the blood because it's filling up, yada, yada, yada. Pretty standard, right?
Yep. Oh, wait a second. I guess he didn't die, but we didn't rate the pig vat.
Oh, yeah. We got to remember to do this. Let's do it.
Rate that trap.
Rate that trap.
We're bad at this, huh?
I know. We're forgetting our own segment here.
Yeah, at least it was only the next scene this time.
Yeah, it wasn't like 2 scenes later. All right, so we are the judge, I guess, right?
Creativity-wise, like, this is pretty good.
I'm putting it up there. I'm putting like 4 or 5, I think. Right?
Very elaborate, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's a 5.
Yeah, we got the guy on the bottom. He's going to get filled up with the pig entrails, and then you got the kids stuff.
That means a pig conveyor belt that increases speeds
as it goes.
There's a lot. Yeah,
going on here. You had to collect all the kids' stuff and put it in this incinerator thing.
Incinerators, fun,
right? So creativity 5, absolutely. Level of difficulty. So this is
1.
Yeah, because again, for Jeff, it's nothing. You just got to hit the thing, get the key. But for the judge, you just, again, it's mental games. You got to be like,
just breathe for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
keep breathing until Jeff gets up there. Right. Or like you're alluding to, talk him out of it. Like, be better. Don't just be like, ow.
Yeah. Stop being so selfish and recognize Jeff's, plight here and the situation that's going on. So
apologize.
Yeah. 1 on that. Oh my, oh no. I'm going pretty high on this one because the idea of getting drowned by like pig entrails.
Gross.
It's so
probably
unsanitary.
all in his nose and stuff.
Man, it's so great.
Like in his butt crack and stuff.
And you're going to eat some of it too to start. And you're going to taste it. I'm going high on this one. I'm going like a 4 at least, maybe 5 on the oh no's on my eyes.
For sure. There's enough yuck factor.
Yeah, it's just gross, you know? Ugh, and the maggots and oh, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what would you do? How would you get out of this?
How would I get out of this one?
I think it's groveling again, right? Like
yeah, that's the problem. That's right. That's the only problem. This one is you can't do anything. You're just kind of like, you know, you gotta.
And I guess he does kind of grovel more than the other woman did. Like he is like, I'll put the guy more. I can get his jail time extended.
Yeah,
I'll do whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Yeah, at least he's got some clout to do something. Where she's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I just won't drive around watching kids die. Like,
yeah, she really like was not that responsible.
Yeah, it's like she's just a
and he's this guy. Like
like what's going on here? Jigsaw,
silly.
So yeah, I think it's just another one you have to kind of talk him out.
Talk your way, schmooze him. Yeah,
schmooze him. All right. So then we're back at the hospital. We're getting prepped for the first surgery here, and then I remember he's like, Amanda's like, are you going to knock him out? And she's like, she had to stay completely aware of what was going on.
Brain surgery.
Because it's local. So I gotta know if he's still around.
Yeah. Yeah. And also they're like, Amanda's like, well, he made it through the second test. And John's like, yes, faster than I expected.
It's like, what? Well, his progress of changing and forgiving is increasing, right?
I guess so, yeah. Like they do. He just has the worst lines. Like I hate Lynn's like talking through everything she's gonna do. She's like, "Okay, here's where the surgery's gonna go. Do you understand?" And he's like, "All too well." Like, is that because you've done this to other people? Is it because you've been in hospitals a lot? Like, what does that mean?
Being so convoluted here, guy.
Like trying to be cryptic about nothing. Like, no, you don't. Just say yes.
So then she starts working on his head, and I love how it's just like a little monkey butt patch of like cutting the skin on top of his head.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, we pull that back, and then we get the big skull reveal, and Amanda's like, ew. It's like, really?
Oh, sick.
This is what's gonna gross you out of all the shit you've done to people? Like, this is gonna gross you out?
Yeah. Wearing a pig head on your head like doesn't gross you out. Like,
what's going on? But this is gonna get you. Okay. And then she's squirting some blood away, and then it's drilling time. Here we go. And it's so much drilling, and she's just like,
so long, such a montage, and they're like cut back and forth to the heart rate monitor while she's drilling. It's like
trying to build tension.
Won't they?
Yeah. And then she's like, we're just getting started, and then she pulls out the little like handsaw thing. It's like,
yeah. And I love how she like revs it up every time too. Like she like holds it up. She's like, what is this, like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be fitting if it was an actual like jigsaw? Could you use one of those in there? Like,
oh yeah, maybe.
I think they're too big for that type of
probably
work.
Risky.
And you get like the whole hand thing. So yes, it's just like quick flash cuts of her like cutting, chopping, drilling, and then and Jigsaw's face being like, oh man, we get blood splattering her face like it's like a Evil Dead movie, like blood just like splattering.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Very funny.
Yeah.
And she's like, how you doing down there? And he's like, never better.
So John's going into like a losing a moment, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but then we cut to another flashback of him with I'm guessing his wife or someone he loved at some point in his life.
I think it's his wife.
So
I'm sure the whole thing is his wife and his son, they split up because their little baby died. She was pregnant, and she got murdered by this guy who stabbed the baby or something. I don't know.
Oh Jesus!
It's like kind of sad.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
It sounds like basically the plot of Death Wish.
That's why he is the way he is.
So
basically
it's basically just any 80s revenge movie, basically. Like, yep, okay. You killed my wife. You killed my unborn baby. All right, thanks. Death Wish. Thanks.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so I'm sure we find that out in the movie Jigsaw, or maybe Saw 5 or 5. Maybe
I think they do it in 2. Like I think they've already explained that at this point. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I think we know who she is, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So, but anyways, he stabilizes, and Amanda's freaking out, and John says he lets a little "I love you" slip. Who's it for?
Maybe Lynn.
It's maybe, I don't know, saving his life. So then Amanda goes back to her little lockbox, which is like a medical kit of like it's got like her first kill kit or something. Like
no, I think it's her shooting up kit because she's a heroin addict.
I read that. Okay,
and so
right.
it's got the lighter, and she's got like a syringe, and it's got that bottle of morphine or something.
Is that the thing
like
where
liquid
like
morphine? I
you
don't know.
keep like a memento of your past to be like remembering like this is who you were and
Yeah,
you're not
probably
that
something
anymore?
like that.
Something like that, some psychological thing because that's what. Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's fun.
Yep.
All right. So
There's a scalpel in there
number.
for some reason. I didn't really understand why the scalpel was in there.
So let me cut to another flashback. This movie is with the flashbacks is like kissing booth with the montages. It's like just so many. So she's checking out this
And
little.
that's when he's telling her, he's recruiting her, and he's like, you can't do heroin anymore.
Right.
In the flashback.
I mean, it's like you can't be doing this. If you want to be part of the team,
Oh, that's what the box is.
You can't be doing it. But he's like, once you step in this world, there's no turning back. I mean, it's classic cult recruitment.
That's right.
There's no turning back.
Once you start murdering people,
you can't.
It's all over.
Yeah, you can't go back. Like you're in.
Yeah. Speaking of things you can't go back from.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Spanish donkey?
I have not.
So it's like a variation of the wooden horse, where they make you sit on a triangle shaped horse with weights tied to your feet.
Okay.
And so you're sitting instead on the Spanish donkey, you're sitting on this like really narrow board, like a seesaw.
Okay.
With like you're kind of like in an awkward position.
Uncomfortable.
And then you get really uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and that's it.
Yep.
Okay. Creativity. I'm going
really
5.
Uncomfortable.
I'm going 5 on creativity on that one.
Right? Yeah, but really uncomfortable.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you're noticing a theme in my.
Yeah, this all comes down to like just being really uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're still in this flashback with Jigsaw recruiting Amanda. She's got short dark hair now, and she's heroin addict. And he's like, you gotta stop doing that stuff. And then we get like some photos of some guy who's like taking flash photos of her and more quick flash cuts of her in a pig face. And
I think that was like part of her first kill thing. Like part of her first thing. Like there was like a photo. I think that guy was like a photographer or something like that. Yeah. I think they explained it in the last movie.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
And then so then we cut back to the present, and she's like cutting herself, like the inside of her, like
she takes your pants off. Yeah. Wait, whoa.
And then we go back to the trap setup. So then I was like, wait a second. Is this like, did they reveal this, or is this like the big reveal that she was actually his apprentice for the first movie setup? Because this is the first movie.
This is the reveal of that. Yeah.
Okay. Because this is the first movie Trap, like, and them setting this up and like pulling that guy in, and him with his head blown off with a gun. It was all coming back to me. He's in the middle of Forks. He was there the entire time, and he shoots himself up to knock himself out. It's
a whole thing.
Okay, and then she
does all the actual work, and he does like the makeup on his face.
Yeah, he's like, how does it look?
She's like got to lug bodies around and like put them into bathtubs and like do all the hard stuff.
Yeah, can you help me pick up this body? This guy weighs like 180 pounds. So we're back at the jigsaw pad here, and Amanda's patching herself up from more pants off, but she's patching herself up from the self-mutilation stuff. We got Lynn cleaning up after surgery, and Amanda's having a moment
putting
with
her
Jigsaw.
wedding ring back on.
That's a big clue, right? Get the wedding ring back on. And then Amanda comes in, she like hugs Jigsaw, and Lynn's like, hey, he can't hear you.
Yeah, he doesn't even know you're here.
Yeah, like you don't matter.
Which I mean, that's going to be proven incorrect in 1 second.
In 1 second. So then this is a moment where Amanda has some serious, she starts snapping and she goes after Lynn, and Jigsaw is like, whoa, settle down. Yep. And then we get another close up of the gun she has, because that's going to come back later, of course. And then we go to we cut back to the Amanda origin story flashback, another one.
Well, right before that is when I think John wakes up and says like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah. He's like, settle down. So.
And that's when she does the you fucking freak bit from your fast facts.
Right.
And then we flashback.
Another flashback. She comes into
finds Adam, which is our screenwriter.
Leigh Whannell. Everything's connected. It's great. Everything's connected. It's all connected, baby. I'll give them that. Everything's connected. That's fun. And then when she comes in and she does the plastic bag over his face, right?
She's like, I'm going to help you, buddy. Wake up. I'm going to help you. And then, plastic bags of death, which not a good look.
No, I always thought in that moment I would just punch a hole in the mouth. Right? It's a plastic bag. When you just go.
His arms were, I think, restrained,
Oh, were they? Oh
perhaps.
yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he was like chained to the thing. I think.
He was
Right.
like all chained up and stuff.
Okay.
There's a million ways to get out of it.
Just do the reverse, headbutt.
Seasoned professionals like us understand.
All right, so we're back at the warehouse. We're at Jeff's warehouse now. He's still playing games, and he finds another clue with the judge there.
Judge, yeah,
they're teaming up.
Well, the judge pukes on the floor because they're like, more puke. We haven't had enough puke yet.
Yeah, we got $10 million to eat up here. We need some vomit. Yeah. We get a photo of his daughter now. So the piece of the photo puzzle is coming together.
One step closer to your revenge.
And the judge, he's like, vengeance won't help anything. It's like, I don't know, dude. Maybe it will.
It might.
Might. I don't know. Let me do it. Let me do it and see how I feel.
Yeah, and the judge is like really weird and preachy at this point, and is still a terrible actor. And he's like, no sentence would take your pain away. Like, it only makes your pain greater to have that vengeance in your heart.
So judgmental. Easy. Easy, judge, with all your judging.
Yeah. Ugh.
Who are you to judge? Well, actually, I'm a judge. Yeah. Okay.
You can't do this to me. I'm a judge.
All right, so then here's his chance. So we open on the door, and I think it's literally here's his chance.
Another classic prank.
Yep. Sort of Ashton Kutcher pranks. Getting punked. We got trap number 6, I think. 7, 6, or 7, whatever, doesn't matter. We can't forget to read this one. This one's called. Right. I'm calling this one the rack.
Well, that's what Jigsaw calls it.
Yeah. So
because he does I call this one
the rack.
God, so stupid.
It's my favorite one.
It is pretty funny.
So Jeff kicks open the door, which, of course, as we all know, kicks off the trap. That's how this works.
Our boy Timmy.
Yeah, and we got a dude in here with some headgear. As soon as you see headgear, that's not a good sign. Headgear is that's not good. You don't want
looking
that.
Like a Vitruvian man kind of setup here.
Right? Yeah, another recorder, obviously, and he's like, "Hey, here's the dude who killed your kid."
Here's Timmy. He's 27, a medical student, a father, just like you. That day, his life changed also. Don't you think it was hard for him killing a man? And then it does the same, like, show us while we're telling us thing, where, like, you see him, like, cut to him, like, crying. Glasses and a sweater. So you're like, oh, yeah, he looks like a nerd.
Yeah, he's just a normal guy, right? And, like, he's
just
crying.
A normal guy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He made a terrible mistake. Can you explain him? / ever wonder how far an arm will twist?
And then he goes in and he's like, I call it, this is my favorite trap. I call it the rack. And then again, we do the quick flash cut jumps of like the trap itself and how it's set up. I'm like, stop doing this.
Yep. And there's the key in a box tied to a shotgun.
Oh, because the key's on a string that's tied to the trigger and you can't get to the gun. So if you pull that, you gotta, take a bullet to get the key to save him, right?
Are you willing to take a bullet for the man who killed your son? Which, like, no, obviously not. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, no, I'd be like, I don't care. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like,
whatever.
All right. Sorry, dude.
Yeah. We'll call him Twisty Timmy from here on out.
So we got the rack starts spinning.
He starts getting twisted.
He's getting twisted. And then it's just like really long, like flash cuts, jump cuts flashing of Jeff trying to make a decision of like
I hate this scene. It's Jeff trying to make a decision and Judge being totally useless because the judge could also do anything here.
Yes.
And so, like, the judge does at first. He, like, goes to get the key, and he's like, oh, wait, but it is tied to that shotgun, just like you said.
Do I want to die? No.
Yeah. And, like, meanwhile, like,
Jeff
Timmy's arms, like, falling off. Like, yeah. And Jeff's like,
what do I do?
Will they, won't they? And the judge is like, you gotta help him, Jeff. You gotta help him.
So much yelling and so much screaming. It was like almost annoying. And then it's more spinning and we're getting flash cuts of like close-ups of like all the parts and his arms twisting around.
Yep.
And then the legs start
standing
spinning.
there. You're an accomplice to the murder, Jeff. Jeff, you gotta help him. Think of your wife, Jeff. Like, Judge, you can do something too.
Yeah, why aren't you doing something?
Yeah.
Like, what, so you don't want to take a bullet? I don't want to take a bullet either. So then then the leg starts spinning. I was like, man.
Oh, that's going to hurt so bad.
Oh my God. And then, so Jeff's like, all right, he gets back in the game as usual, a little too late.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, the judge is like just looking at Timmy, like standing in front of him, being like, "Don't give up, buddy. You got this.
You got this one. You got this. I believe in you. Hang on, hang in there." And so Jeff is like, he's like looking at the gun. I think he kind of like figured out how to like get it.
Wouldn't
right?
I just stand to the side?
Yeah. And just
no shit. Just don't stand in front of it.
Yeah. You might take some spray in your hand, but I mean, whatever. It's better than a shotgun blast to the face.
Yeah.
So he gets the key. And so this. I was laughing at this one. So he does his move.
So funny.
He does the move, gets the key. He's like, I got the key, but the gun still goes off, obviously, because it's on the string. He moves out of the way, and the judge is standing right there and just gets his head blown off.
It's so funny. Like, all the judge had to do was not be there, and no one would have gotten hurt.
And I think Jeff was like, they cut to Jeff's face. He's like, oh, whoops.
Yeah. I was like, oh, whoops, but also like, well, that guy kind of deserved it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, gotcha.
Like, Jeff's still a bad person. Like, he's basically making sure that everyone dies anyway.
Yeah,
Even if it's subconsciously. Like,
so then, oh man, Timmy, dude. Then his head starts spinning. I was like, oh no. That's not great. That's gonna well. But then Jeff is like,
and Jeff's like unlocking the machine. He's like, I did it. I unlocked the machine. Like, why isn't it stopping? I forgive you. I forgive you.
Nah. Yeah. Sorry, bud. You're indecision. Yeah. And it goes, and it's like it spins his head in like slow mo too. I'm like,
yeah, which I think is also part of the unrated cut. Like in the theatrical release, they don't show.
Yeah, you're not showing that in the theater. No way.
Yeah,
no way.
Timmy.
Poor Timmy. So he's all twisted up, and so I guess is rate the trap. Rate that trap time.
Yeah, rate that trap. Ooh, creativity. Pretty good.
I'm going pretty high. I'm going 4 on that one.
Yeah, hard twisty. Like there's not much to it.
No,
but like the shotgun pretty easy to avoid, but like creative wise, like okay.
I'm into it. Yeah. I'm going pretty high on that one.
4 works for me.
So creativity on that one. Difficulty level. Again.
Should be relatively low. Like we said, stand out of the way.
Just
you won't get shot.
Just be like, hey judge, I'm gonna grab this key. Stand in the corner.
Yeah. Like,
so
this should take 2 minutes, really.
You might take a little, because it's shotguns, so you might get a little, off your hand, but I mean, come on, bigger picture. Right?
Like difficulty 1, I think.
Yeah, I'm going 1 on that one. And there's nothing Timmy can do, so I wouldn't even rate his, you're just there, man.
Yeah, he's boned.
Yeah, you're done. So, oh no. I think if you're Timmy, very high.
This is a 5. Yeah.
Like, oh, why?
Like one by one, your limbs getting twisted off like that.
No.
Yeah.
No, very high.
Thank you.
I'm going 5 on that one, definitely.
Yeah, probably worse than the ribs because like I don't like that's a pretty slow way to die.
Yeah, it's like slowly going. You have to sit there and watch this guy not make a decision. And like, I think that's
he's so annoying.
I think that's even the worst part of this trap is being in the trap and having to watch someone else like be indecisive. Like, dude, we're not picking beer here. Like, get the key and get me out of this thing.
Yeah, just don't stand in front of the shotgun. Easy enough.
Like, hey, I got an idea. Don't stand in front of the shotgun.
Problem solved.
Problem solved.
So yeah, what would I do?
What would you do in this one?
I don't know, honestly. Like maybe try to like chew off my own tongue and choke to death on it first.
If you're Timmy, what would you do? Yeah. I would. Again, it's a mental one. You gotta get in the heads. You gotta be like, hey guys, I need you both to think. Okay.
Yeah. Just get out of the way of the gun. Easy enough.
It's pointing. It's locked in a fixed position. You can't move. Just grab the key and just stand to the side and grab the key.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? There's a thing over in the corner. I think a piece of wood. Why don't you use that?
Yep. Oh yeah. Problem solved.
Because once you set the gun off, that's it. There's not reloading, and then you can grab grab the key. And then you get the key.
Right.
Come on. This is no brainer. Doesn't Jeff like throughout this entire time? Doesn't he have like a piece of wood with him the entire time too? He's like,
yeah.
So just use that, get the gun going, grab the key, and get me out of this.
It's like it's very funny, listeners. Like just watching him like navigate this warehouse of horror because he's like just like roaming around in a bathrobe with a board. Why? When are you gonna hit with the board, Jeff?
You know, like, after going to the first trap, you got to know the board ain't gonna help you.
Right.
Except for the last one where you could have pulled it easy. Anyways,
where he could have used the board, and then he doesn't.
Yeah. All right, so then we're back at the lab here.
Yep, Amanda's watching it all play out on the closed circuit TV.
I love how there's like a random photo of a cow in the background. I don't know why I noticed that. I was like, why is there a cow? What? So stupid. So then Lynn and Jigsaw, they're chatting away, and Lynn's having a moment with him of like a moment of wanting to see her husband, right? So then, is that the guy Chris from the beginning? Yeah. It's like, that can't be him. There's no way that guy's a husband, right?
Right. Yep.
And he goes on about like how her marriage has suffered more, or she goes on about how her marriage has suffered more than anything he could grasp, which is clearly not. He's like, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
I have a dead son.
Yeah.
And he's like, I also have a dead son and a dead wife.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. One up.
Yeah. One up. So then they're holding hands, and Amanda walks in. She sees it. I think she gets a little jelly. She's like,
super jelly.
Yeah. And then we're intercut with Jeff here, right? We cut back to him moving around, doing his thing.
Yeah.
And then
it's also when John talks about how much he despises murderers, and he's like, I'm not a murderer. She's like, you're murdering people all the time. He's like, no. I'm just giving people a choice. They kind of murder themselves.
There's always a choice, right?
Right. Well,
sometimes, unless there isn't a choice.
Unless the man is in charge.
Yeah, because she just likes killing people at this point.
Yeah.
So then, Amanda's like,
this is when it gets chaotic. Like,
yes.
I didn't break it up at all after this. I just kind of like ran stream of consciousness of like what happened.
This ending is ridiculous, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. There's twists on top of twists, which you all know are coming. You can see everything that's going to wrap up, but this wraps up like we get the Scooby-Doo ending. That's what we got going on right here. And Jigsaw is literally Scooby-Doo or the crew there, and he's like just explaining everything.
Yep. Before we get into the explanation, you want one more torture fact?
Of course I do.
You ever heard of the Bootykins?
I have not. The
Bootykins. So this involved forcing a person to wear a pair of boots made from very soft leather and then soaking them in water. And then as the boots dry, they'd shrink a bit and you'd be super
uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm going uncomfortable level pretty high on that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bootykins, no thanks.
No, thank you. No me gusta. Oh my goodness. So she's doing crying. She's so annoying. So she's doing crying and she grabs this envelope, right? I don't know I forget what was even in the envelope.
That he told her to get 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't can you just listen to some basic like commands here? Like, God, go apprentice, would you?
Right.
So then Amanda informs us that Jeff's completed the final test, but he's not out yet. Yeah. So we get a status where he is. Yeah. Jigsaw is like Jigsaw then makes a comment about Lynn's kid, and she's like, right. What did you just say, motherfucker?
Let's talk about your son. And that's when he's like, let her go. Like, time to let her go. Jeff's out.
Jeff's out. She fulfilled her portion of this test, and Amanda just loses her shit, and it's just like, hey,
I said no.
Yeah. You know what we need right now? Another flashback.
Yep. Perfect. The perfect crime.
So we're back to flashback with Donnie Wahlberg here, right?
Yeah. Because this is when, so basically like John's right, like as they lead into the flashback, John's like explaining basically what's happening again, where he's like, oh, like Lynn holds your life in her hands. Don't screw this up, Amanda. Like, this is like, there are rules and you're breaking the rules. Yeah. And then the flashback to breaking the rules, and it's Eric and he's escaping, right? Donnie Wahlberg. Looking for his kid.
Everyone's looking for their kid.
Amanda's in the tunnel and he's like limping around and she's walking around with a duffel bag for some reason. And then
hiding from him. And
they get into a fight. Apparently this was part of the extended unrated cut, is this fight scene for some reason. Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, needed to get Donnie Wahlberg some more screen time, I guess.
I guess so. He paid $5 million for him, so.
right? But like Eric attacks her with a pipe and gets her pretty good.
Yeah, I thought she was dead. I was like, she's done. He like throws her against the wall and it just like, who are you smashing her like head against the wall like
into
concrete?
Concrete.
I was like, she's done, right? This is done. She's done.
If I knew she wasn't in the present movie,
like she's done.
Yeah.
So they struggle, but she kind of gets loose, whatever. He bites her in the inside thigh, which was like,
brutal.
Yeah, go for it. And then, so he's like gonna finish this, right? He's standing over and she's down, and hey,
he's got a knife.
Hey, when someone's got a busted knee, we all know what you do. You sweep the leg, and she kicks him right in the smash foot.
Cobra Kai'd him right in the foot. Yeah.
He's down. He's done, and she takes off and leaves him there. But he goes on about
how taunts her for 10 minutes. It's so long. Like, why? Like, this is part. I think this is part of the extended unrate. Like, don't do this.
And this is
the reason why you cut it.
This is why it was cut in the theatrical version. You don't need this, right?
Yeah. And he's just like, "You're not Jigsaw, bitch. You're nothing. You're nothing.
You come down to Southie, I'll show you.
I'll show you, Jigsaw. Jigsaw my dick."
And then she finally stops and is like, "All right, no one calls me chicken." And she goes back and I'm assuming takes care of him because then they cut that
Seems
out.
like it.
Like, of all the other things you're going to show, you're not going to show her finishing him off.
Yep.
Probably going to come back in like part.
It's in the director's cut.
Right. So then we're back at the warehouse, present time.
Yeah.
We got the old kind of Mexican standoff here. So we got Jigsaw, he's recovering in the bed. We got Lynn she wants to like let me go here, and we got Amanda who's got a gun now, or the gun she's always had, and she's like freaking out and
we got a quick cut to Jeff, and he's like lost the bathrobe, but he's still just like wandering around the warehouse basically. You're like, okay, well, I guess he'll be in the scene eventually.
Also, I think he got pretty dry pretty quickly after the pig vat situation, but
for sure, yeah.
And the judge
too, and the freezer where I think he also got a little water on him from the. I don't know.
So we intercut Jeff. He's opening the final gate with another key.
Yep.
And Amanda's like, she wants to be fixed or something, right? She's like, I want you to fix
that's when she does like the nobody changes, nobody's reborn, it's all a lie. I'm just a pawn in your game. Like, fix me. Like, you're not important. I'm not important to you. And he's like, no, like, I beg you, reconsider.
Yeah. So
and that's when Jeff gets the paper that says last chance. And he comes across a gun too, and that's with the bullet, I think. To put that one bullet from the beginning.
That's right.
Load the gun. And on the back, the big reveal, a photo of his wife.
Bum, bum, bum. And so Jeff makes his way into this warehouse space, and they're hanging out in the medical room, and he's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And he walks into the room.
Amanda immediately shoots Lynn
right in the back, because so Lynn was walking out because Jeff and Lynn, whatever, and she just immediately just shoots her right in the back.
It's super funny.
The big twist, we realize Jeff and Lynn are that's the marriage, and it was her son too. So and Jeff immediately, with his wife in his arms, immediately shoots Amanda right in the neck. Yeah. Lucky shot.
Yeah.
With your one bullet.
And then this takes like 10 minutes for her to die. It's so long. John does so much exposition. And he's like, Amanda, you just destroyed 4 lives. You murdered Jeff's wife. And now, like, this is how it's going to be. This was actually your test.
Dun, dun,
it's okay for you to die. And then, like, flashes back to him explaining the rules. And you're like, oh, yeah, he was talking to her.
And she, failed him, whatever, because she kept taking these lives instead of letting the games play out and giving the victims a chance, which we picked up in the beginning, right?
And he hates murderers.
Then it goes into like this crazy hyper mode of like explaining literally the entire movie while it flashes back to scenes we've already seen in the movie. Why are you doing this?
We just rewatched the movie again.
It's so ridiculous, like shortened form, and like cutting back to the moments of him like saying, "You want to play a game?" And Amanda, like, "Oh, he's setting her. It's a game for her." Like, yeah, we got it.
Yep.
Like, we're not idiots. We got it. And then extra scenes with Jeff and Lynn and their marriage falling apart. These all quick flashback cuts to that. And the marriage wasn't going well. And then Lynn was cheating on him. So Chris, the guy in the beginning, wasn't her husband. That was that setup. Everything's paying off.
John's like, I wanted you to succeed. We have to follow the rules, and you couldn't.
And then finally, after all that, Amanda's dead, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
She's like, but it still takes another like 2 minutes of her like reaching around, and you're like,
yeah.
why?
Yeah. And then, Jeff goes, so then that's done. And then
Oh,
Jeff,
and that's when John goes, game over. when she dies.
how did I miss that?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's just one or more of the stupid lines. Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
Oh, I hate this movie.
Bill Paxton. Okay. So then Jeff is like, all right, my wife is down. This woman's dead. What the heck's going on? And he's like going to go in to kill Jigsaw, right? But Jigsaw's like,
he's pointing an empty gun at him, which is silly. We all know it's empty.
yeah. And he goes click, click. And he's like, oh yeah, duh. You put one bullet in, you dummy.
Yep.
And then, but Jigsaw's like, whoa, 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 bud. One last test here.
Yeah. So much more exposition.
Oh my God.
Don't miscalculate. Your wife's fate's in my hand. Because like that's the other thing that's annoying too. Like, why not just tell him? Like, if you want to, like, because if you really think Jeff is that fueled by vengeance, then like, there's a good chance that he might just hate his wife enough to do it anyway. Like, just tell him.
Yeah.
But instead he dances all around it. He's like, if you try to move her, she'll die. I could call a hospital. And they could be here in like 4 minutes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're near a hospital. It's good to know.
Yeah. Forgive me or take your vengeance.
And his choice was take a pound of flesh, right?
Yeah. Well, take your pound of flesh. You know, Merchant of Venice. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Forgive me for the pain I've caused you and your wife. Blah, blah. Live or die. Make a choice. It always comes down to it. Like,
make our choice.
Right.
Because he's like trying to tell you all of our lives are intertwined here. And Jeff is just a dummy.
Yep. And then, so Jeff was like, he starts with the forgiveness. I forgive you. I forgive you.
Yeah. Well, he starts by grabbing the saw blade and then throws it on the floor. And you're like, oh, okay. He's making a good choice.
He's learned his lesson, right?
Yep. Does the forgiveness bit.
Yep.
And then, so funny.
He grabs the saw anyways and just
and they do another slow motion.
Yep. Slow motion. And he just slices Jigsaw's throat.
Yeah, with like this huge saw, like it's a huge table saw that like all of a sudden they have in this room. It's just like doesn't have like rev it up like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then like slices like half an inch in his throat, like, just a little bit.
Sing. And then I love this is not over yet. We're getting our full
5 minutes,
$3.99 here. But wait, as the blood's pouring out, Jigsaw from underneath his bed. When did he get this? Has a recorder from underneath, and he hits play one final time, maybe. Yeah. And the message plays at Jigsaw's basically like, I knew you were gonna do that.
Yeah. He's like, this was my insurance policy. Time to collect. And then like the door slams shut again, and you're like, oh, not another door slamming shut. And he talks about like, Jeff, you failed the forgiveness test, and like the price of living for nothing but vengeance has cost you more than you know.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, also, I'm the only person who knows where your daughter is, and if you want to find her, you're gonna have to play a game.
Wow, no.
And then Lynn's head explodes off camera, which I was like, wait, what? Why wouldn't they show us that?
Well, they cut to like the collar, like the lights kicking off, and she's like, Jeff, and then because when he sliced the throat, the heart rate drops, so the trap on her head's gonna go off, right? So we were like intercut with like this really tense moment of heart rate monitor going down. She's like, Jeff, honey, husband, this is why we're divorced, because you don't listen.
Yeah. And there's so many quick cuts where they basically show you the whole movie again. Like there's like another really quick cut of montage everything.
And then we get a quick shot of like a camera panning down a little hallway, and we see the daughter trapped inside like a little box or something like that, right?
Yeah.
and then kablooey.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to Lynn's head is just gone.
And they just zoom in on it slowly and then fade to white.
and then
that's the end.
Jigsaw drops his recorder, and I was praying, I was hoping for a key to be inside of Lynn's head.
That would have been fun.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Want to play a game? Here's your first key. And then it does like, so then I didn't get this part. So like after that's done, it does like super quick cuts of like all of the victims or something.
Oh, that's the quick cut thing that I was talking about. I think the
Oh,
quick cut thing was right before Lynn's head explodes.
okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I
I
don't know.
don't know.
But
It was
right
like
around that.
it was like
It's all
really
kind of
one. It
jumped
was like
together.
one. Yeah, it was all one last thing. But was it just all? It was all the people who've died so far in the series? Because like this was supposed to be this was supposed to be the last
Yeah,
movie.
I
Like
think
they weren't gonna make more. Like
Yeah.
the plan was just for three. So
Yeah,
they probably
it's
just
a
cut.
lot.
They just cut through all the people that have died in the three movies or something.
Yeah, and then they do the zoom out on Lynn's head because in I guess this was the other difference in the unrated version from the theatrical. In the theatrical one, they do the quick montage, and Lynn's exploded head is just the last part of the quick montage, and it just like quick fades to black right immediately.
Okay.
And in the unrated version, they like really show you the gore, and then they're
Yeah.
like, okay, the end.
The end. So that's
So
it.
stupid.
So it's funny because they thought this was going to be, obviously this was written on, some parts this were written to fly. You can tell because one, there's just some stupid stuff that's in there. But then like the ending, it's like, we're probably gonna make a ton of money. Let's just set this up for another movie.
Yep, works every time.
Because it definitely felt, like cliffhanger. Is Jeff going to find his daughter? So, okay, cool. That's the end. That's it.
Hate it.
We did it. We made it.
I did not have fun the third or fourth time I've seen this movie.
I mean, I think I was laughing through a lot of it. So maybe that's why I was just having
true.
kind of fun with it. But
Yeah, maybe I'm tired.
that's fair. Well, you want to ameliorate here?
Yeah.
Jared and Russ? All right. This
Totally
is our
different. Just make a different movie. Like, don't film it the way you did.
yeah, this doesn't need to be 2 hours. I think this is our biggest gripe about everything is always the time. The hour and a half, hour 40 for a horror movie. That's all you need. That is all that you need. Cut all these
Cut all the
flashbacks.
flashbacks.
You don't need those. Maybe the Amanda ones that are actually doing something, but like the quick flashback stuff, like cut all that. Cut all of it. Yeah, you don't even need those.
Just silly.
Just cut all of it.
No, don't show us and tell us at the same time, and then show us and tell us again, and then show us and tell us again the third time. Yeah. It's too many times. I get it.
Yeah.
The audience is smarter than you think.
Yeah. I think did like the first two movies wrap up like this ending? I don't remember the first one how that like wrapped up. Like this is over the top. Like he's just explaining everything that went on.
Yeah. And the first one didn't really. It was just kind of like he just like gets up at the end and like walks out. You're like, oh well, away she goes. Like that was what was great about the first one. It didn't explain away everything. It's just like, what? That was him the whole time. Okay.
Yeah. I think Leigh here, Whannell there, the writer, I think he got a little too explaining things happy there because like he even admitted that he put a scene in to explain away ways that she couldn't get out of a trap.
So dumb. Don't do that.
Yeah. Who cares about people? Let him put holes in the plot.
Let him be us. That's what we get paid to do. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, cut the flashbacks. Definitely. I like the scene, like the traps were, we did rate the trap. What did we do? We rate the trap for the shotgun blast? We didn't do that yet, did we?
Oh, we didn't rate the shotgun blast trap. Yeah, I guess we should do that.
That's the final one, right?
Well, we're bad at this. Yeah.
That's right. It's our first time.
Rate that trap.
Rate that trap. Shotgun one. I'm going pretty high in creativity. I kind of find it fun. The collar, because there's two aspects to it. Yeah. One, it's tied to a heart rate and proximity. I like those kind of aspects.
And she made it herself. The DIY.
I mean, come on. That's
they had to buy that twisty thing. You know,
the ingenuity.
They got that from Germany or something. Yeah. But this one she made with her own hands.
Yeah, I'm going high on that one. I'm going a 5 on that. Difficulty level. Whew. I mean,
pretty low.
You think you're gonna go low? I'll go 2.
She could have just taken it off. Why couldn't she just take it off?
Well, she needed the key that was around Amanda's neck.
Did she need the key? I feel like she could have just gotten it over her head. It was like a giant collar. You don't think so?
No, maybe. Oh, I see.
Tried.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, just like, oh, wait, this is easy. Just take it.
Right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember if it was like clamped tighter on her neck, so she couldn't fit her on her head, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think that's what she needed. She needed the key that Amanda had. She hung it. They showed it twice, and like she had it around her neck.
I know. Oh no, that's the plot. But like, I don't think she really needed that.
You always need a key.
Yeah, just take it off.
So difficulty level, we're going kind of on the lower end.
Yeah, I guess low to medium. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm changing mine. I'm going 3 because let's say she can't get it over her head. She has to keep someone alive, and she has to stay within distance. So,
well, let me talk you back down a point. Maybe she could have just axed her and taken the key.
This is true. Game over.
Game over.
Game over, man.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, but you got to be careful with getting that off. It's a little finicky." And you're like, "Wait, then what? Like, she might blow it up anyway when she tries to take it off you. So, take your chances."
Yeah, take your chance, right? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll come down to a 2 on that one. That's good.
Okay.
And then
Mize?
oh my's, oh no's.
There's probably like a sense of dread, I would imagine.
Because you got it around your like. Like if you sneeze, is the thing gonna go off?
Yeah.
Like that would suck.
It's like that real life case of that guy. Remember
No.
that like sat? Oh, it was like a bank robbery thing. It was like maybe in the 90s.
Oh, jeez.
There was like a guy who was like just showed up one day at a bank, uh, and was like, I have like a bomb strapped to me and I can't do anything about it. And they want me to get money. And they're like, oh no. And then they like couldn't get the bomb off of him. Like he was like they like had him outside in the street and he's just like,
Blowed up.
well, yep. Just blew up.
He's all blowed up.
Blow it up. You hate to see it.
To see it. Well, blowed up.
Yeah, I think there's a documentary on Netflix. It's fun.
Called
Not for
Blowed
that
Up.
guy, but
Yeah. So, oh no's. I'm going with like a
pretty awful probably.
yeah. Yeah, the dread, and then like then on top of you having to perform something that you're good at, but having this thing
Right.
around your neck, like if I want
Yeah,
someone
it's
doing brain
stressful.
surgery on me, I don't want them stressed out. I want them cool, calm, cucumber.
Yep, that's right.
Just
Great point.
right.
Yeah.
Jigsaw. I think you got to rethink that one because I wouldn't want someone all nervous who's doing brain surgery.
But the what would you do? I think we already covered. Like
Yeah.
I would have killed Amanda, taken the key, and then
Yeah, it's easy.
Figured my way out.
Yeah. As soon as she handed me that axe and turned around to me, I'm like, yeah, right to your skull and
Smell you later. Yeah.
right to your thought cage. Let's get that thing done. Grab that
this
key,
out.
this in,
No brainer.
And then I would take the key and I'd go over to Jigsaw and I'd be like, I'm going to try and get this thing off right next to you. So if it goes off, you're going to die too. I'm going to let this thing blow up right
Ooh,
here.
yeah.
Right?
Smart. Yeah.
So-
A lot of ways to do this. A lot of ways to do this.
A lot of ways. Okay. That's fun. Anything else ameliorating? Anything if we need to change?
I don't think so.
No, I think just cutting the flashbacks and doing the
Just
quick
reshoot
zoom.
it.
Yeah, and the music choices. Come on, we don't need Medvane song playing.
Yeah.
just
Oh well, it's 2006.
Yeah, it is 2006. It's just ridiculous. It just feels ridiculous. But they made a
Remake it. Remake it now.
I don't think they need to. They just made a shit ton of money. And it
No,
doesn't
no,
matter.
no. I want to see a remake.
Remake Saw 3. They should call it Saw
Just
3.
three Saw 3.
Saw 3 Rebirth.
Done.
Let's do it.
We could direct that,
Yeah, absolutely. Let's make our fanfic. I mean, people are making their own fanfic ones. Let's make ours.
right?
The stakes are real. Okay.
I love steak.
I do too. I'm pretty hungry. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with the new movie.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. Subscribe to wherever you're listening to podcasts. Set us to auto download. Something I need to do this afternoon. Take me 2 seconds.
You can too.
You can too. And if you like the show, you should tell a friend because
Yeah. And tell your probable enemies. I'm assuming your enemies live in the comments and Apple podcasts and wherever else you're allowed to leave reviews and stuff like that. But
yeah.
tell them that we're good too, because we need that. 5 stars, maybe comment. Or you want to give us long form feedback? You're feeling a little old fashioned? Send us an email. It's justmeetsthat.com. That's it's justmeetsthat at gmail.com.
There you go.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. jumping the gun there.
But just like Kira did, you can send us an email and request a movie. Send us $4 so we can rent it if we have to.
Mm-hmm.
Do a free one. That's free for you.
Free for us.
Free for everyone.
It's good for the economy.
Yeah, it's good for the economy. Stimulate the economy. Just trickle down.
Economics. Let's go.
Go to the website, speaking of, where you can learn more about trickle down economics and also find out some information about Russ's book Hosts, where you can buy it anywhere you buy books. Some merch for ITMT. We got loads of merch, mouse pads, mugs, t-shirts. No thongs yet, probably in the works. That was a request.
It was. We'll work on that though. We'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll work on that. And all that. It's justmeetsthat.com. Check it out.